with a GHGC 107. Ball named Melvin.
Vince, and that says a lot. Here comes McCready. Oh, he just sucked the gravity right out of the building.
To the left goes Magic. He's got it. He didn't shoot it. 5 seconds left. Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good!
Would be 18 for 20 from the line and an 81-point game. 55 in the second half. Ladies and gentlemen,
good things will happen, not just with him scoring, but then also it open up. Oh, man! Hello.
3 seconds left. Cleveland triggers in. James, 2 seconds. 1 second for the win. LeBron James delivers.
Pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
What up, y'all? It's your man Melvin Jr. back with another video, and this one is another episode of the Hoop Group Chat. Hey man, glad to be up in here with y'all one more time. Hold on, I'm going kind of slow around. There we go. All right, so the last video was about the Chicago Bulls, and I kind of went in depth about what's going on there and all the situations that they have going on. So now we're kind of up to date on them. This one, gotta go back to my Lakers, bro. Gotta go back to my Lakers. And for anybody that's asking about a Golden State Warriors video, nigga, y'all signed Boogie Cousins. Y'all will be okay for right now. Y'all can gladly wait a minute until I get around to y'all. All right? Okay, cool. That's why B Diddy is up there, because y'all know I'm a fan. That's when I became one. But y'all just chill. All right, y'all like the Monstars right now, and the rest of us is trying to figure out life down here. So I'll get to y'all in a minute. With the Lakers, let's just go ahead and jump into it. First thing we want to talk about in the Summer League. We had a good, strong Summer League. We're #1 seed, thought we were going to win it all. However, Portland came through and just basically ran us out the damn gym. Perfectly fine, though, because Lakers ran out of gas. Colin Sexton, like I was telling the Bulls fans, really like push to be sure. Yo, bro, I'm trying to be there. And he's going to be a good young player. He's really a dog. And them overtimes really ran our legs out. Another thing that I think also messed us up in the championship game, Caruso being out the previous game and them having to adjust, and then him coming back. Him and Zvi early on took a lot of ill-advised shots, in my opinion, that I think should have went to Josh Hart. I wanted Josh Hart to be a bit more aggressive to start out the game, because he did not start out the game aggressive at all. But end of the day, it's Summer League. It showed a lot of progress that these players have made just in their time wearing the Lakers uniform for Caruso and Hart, but just showing the progress that players have made overall with Zvi and Mo Wags, just so that way you can see that, all right, these are guys that can be building blocks moving forward to see what's going on. Shout out to Josh Hart. He really worked hard, became Summer League MVP. I love the fact that he took to heart what Magic told him and said, hey, I need you to become more aggressive. I need you to be more decisive. I need you to grow your offensive awareness and also become a better shooter. Josh Hart was like, say no more. Voila, it's Magic. I'm doing all of that. And I get people saying that, yo, it's only Summer League, like chill. But you got to understand that with him just taking those strides right now, it shows that he's taking everything serious, and it shows that he really wants this, that he wants to be here, and he's like, yo, LeBron is here. I'm not trying to hold us back in any way. I'm trying to get to that next level and really compete. And I love that about him, and I'm glad that he was able to do that. With Zvi and Mo Wags, like I said in the last Hoop Group Chat video, in the first one, I didn't really know who they were when they were first drafted. I was kind of upset by it, but I'm glad that the guys did what they did, and I can kind of see what they were doing, in that they wanted to bring in winners. They want to bring in people who were in winning situations and knew what that felt like, so that way they can hold that winning integrity once they got to the Lakers organization and really represent that purple and gold right. Now, Zvi, I thought he was 6'4" for the absolute longest. When I learned that he was 6'7", 6'8", with that quick trigger like that, I was okay. I was like, okay, he a gun in a sense, but I'm glad that he hitting. Because if he ain't hitting and he a gun, it just kind of look bad. But with him being so young, like he's only 20 and had 4 years of college, he's going to be a very good, and y'all know exactly why I'm saying this, but he's going to be a very good JJ Redick, Kyle Korver type shooter. Because with him being able to be so big already, and him finding his spots, and also the fact that he could dribble the ball too, different. He different. and I like it. I like it a lot because it really shows that he can grow and not just be just a knockdown shooter. He's like, oh, if you leave me open, I'm gonna take it to the hole and put it on your head real quick. Mo Wags, I like that he kind of like remind me of that that Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman. Yeah, yo, we gonna be playful, we gonna jostle a little bit, but I want you to feel me and know that I'm here. I'm gonna be aggressive like that. I like that about him. It was unfortunate that he had that little minor injury. Magic was like, hey, shut it down. But it is what it is. Glad that he showed some progress. Alex Caruso, glad that he's feeling better because I know he was sick. That's why he missed the previous game. But we'll see what ends up happening this year, especially with the Joel Berry signing. So moving on to some of the players who will actually make this roster, in my opinion. Obviously, Josh Hart. Zvi is going to be on there. Mo Wag, I think, is going to be a nice two-way guy coming back and forth to see what's going on. And they also just signed Joel Berry out of North Carolina. Things I like about these guys: Villanova, Kansas, Michigan, North Carolina. Even though I don't like Michigan, I'm an Ohio State guy. North Carolina, all are coming from winning situations. They're coming from places where winning is expected. If you're not winning, you don't exist. And I love that Magic is like, I want to find these guys who uphold these values to bring that back to LA, because we haven't had that in a little bit. Since like the last time we really won a championship, we haven't had those guys that pride themselves upon that. Now we have had that in spurts, and you know what? I like an Andrew Gallup. I like a Xavier Henry. As much as I love Robert Sacre and his on bench celebrations, or even what Steve Blake was giving us, as you can tell, I'm mentioning guys that while I felt that they had pieces of it, it wasn't enough around them to be able to really uphold it. And the fact that these guys are here and coming fresh out of situations where they were winning, they want to bring that same attitude that LeBron is also bringing. I think that that's just a part of changing the culture. And that's something that we really need in that Magic. And why am I forgetting? I'm looking at his face right now. I was finna call him. God, dog. I'm really mad at myself. Now, Rob Pelinka. There we go. I was finna call him my man off of Parks and Rec for a second, because everybody keep making jokes that they look like each other. But I'm really thankful that Magic and Rob are putting together this. Yo, we need to have a winning culture and need it to mean something when you wear this purple and gold. When you put this on, yes, we're about showtime. Yes, we're about having fun. But at the end of the day, we get the job done. And the fact that bringing in folks who already have done that in college and want to do that on a professional level, A1. Got my list right here, so I can get through everything. I think that Joel and maybe Mo, little bit is V, are going to be some guys that are going to go back and forth between playing on the South Bay Lakers with Alex and then coming back on the main squad. A lot of two-way type of guys. Maybe as less V, because he's already proven a little bit of his worth. But it'll be good because we know that they're just going to be riding a pine come regular season. So the fact that they can kind of get that experience. Joel, the most out of all of them. Mo might give some more burn. But it's good they can get that experience to consistently be playing and still bring, all right, what's going on the regular Lakers squad down to South Bay to kind of uphold that as well. Moving on to the next thing. LeBron is the only starter. Anybody that had any questions about, well, why are they announcing that LeBron is the only starter? Because he's LeBron James. It's perfectly fine, brother. Like, it's A-okay. We knew going in that LeBron is going to be the main guy, so it makes sense that you'd say he'd be the only starter. And what I like about that is that it psychologically tells, yo, what are the police and the ambulance doing? Like, they mad close, and they really bugging me. Alright, they're moving away. I'm gonna just talk a little bit louder so that way we can get into it. LeBron being the only starter, I like it from a psychological level because it tells everybody else, you really got to earn your spot this year. As much as I love the young guys, I love Lonzo, I love Brandon Ingram, I love Kuzma, I love Hart. I'm going to take Hart out of the situation. It puts the onus on them to show, look, at first we were 100% about the development of you guys moving forward. But then LeBron came. So now we got to accelerate that. And you either going to step up and show out, or you're going to be hitting the door. Because I want to say that we're in a win now situation, which we are, But the reason why I'm phrasing it this way is because we're in a win now 4 years situation. With LeBron saying, I'm giving you Magic and Rob Pelinka the security of this 4-year deal, it's saying, set this up. Structure this in a way so that as I'm declining, we are either bringing in other guys or raising these other young guys up, so that as I might digress in some things, they're going to progress and be able to cover some of the weaknesses that I still have. So with him being the only starter, great. That means open competition for the point guard spot. Even though I don't really believe that, I honestly and truly believe that Lonzo will be our starting point guard. I think and love the fact that Rondo is there because it helps to add a veteran presence, somebody that can show him how to do things, how to get under people's skin. And I think that Lonzo also will improve his outside shots some more as well. Yo, the brother's 6'7". And last year, even at the end of the year, he was shooting 41% from 3. But even with his struggles, he was still getting like, what, 9, 8, and 7, or 9, 6, and 7? With 6 rebounds, 7 assists, or vice versa. The fact that he was able to do that in his rookie year while being plagued by injury and not shoot well, yo, if he can shoot 40% from 3 on a consistent basis, that could be 14, 9, and 9 easy. Now we really looking at Jason Kidd numbers in a sense to say, you can become that guy. We see it. Like Magic said when he drafted you, I want to see that number 2 up in the rafters. You can really progress into becoming that guy. So great. 2 guard position. Let me pull up my depth chart real quick because I just had it here. 2 guard position. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I think Lance Stevenson might get some more run at the 2. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Lance Stevenson, Josh Hart. Them 3 gonna have to battle. Them 3 are gonna have to battle because that starting spot can go to whoever gonna want it the most. As much as Josh has made some improvement, I think he's gonna be the odd man out. It's really going to be between KCP and Lance, and I think it might go to KCP from the standpoint of when KCP was on last year, when he was on and he was pulling, he was doing well. And the fact that he's been so good from 3, I believe he can be a smarter J.R. Smith, to be completely honest with you. May not be as athletic, but when KCP is on, he is on. And the fact that he's also LeBron's guy in the agency, I think that LeBron is really stressing to him how much he needs to have a really good year to be able to set him up for the rest of his NBA career this year. Yeah, you got that 1-year deal last year, and you got this 1-year deal this year, but this next year is going to be the one that can really help to show who you're going to become. And he's only 24, 25. So I love how they show the young guys and be like, show Lonzo's this age, Brandon's this age, Kuz is this age, Josh Hart is this age. Yo, you can put KCP right there too because he's only 24 and he has room to grow. So with him being 6'4", 6'5", being able to be a stout on the defensive end and knock down shots, I think that's what's going to give him the edge over being able to start this year with Lance coming off the bench. Because in that 3 range, I had Lance playing that 3 with Luau and Zvi underneath that. But with Mike Beasley coming now, I think that means Brandon, yo, they finna hound the hell out of Brandon Ingram. And I am here for it. Like I said, with the veteran presence that Rondo is bringing, you bring in all these tough guys to be like, yo, we gonna put some guys around LeBron and some goons on the low. And it's also gonna push these young guys. That's gonna be in their face. That's gonna show them you gotta have that dog in you to really be good in this league. And Mike finna get after Brandon. Lance finna get after Brandon. Lance finna get after Kentavious and finna get after Josh. Rondo finna get after Lonzo. Bees is also about to get after Kuzma, and LeBron finna be on all of them. Like, I'm here for it. JaVale finna get on Zoo. I'm here for that because it really shows them these are the steps that you need to take to be successful. And I honestly truly believe Brandon Ingram can become a 25-a-game scorer, y'all. Like, I know a lot of folks think I'm crazy when I say that, but the progression that he's made and then having a guy like LeBron next to him, I know LeBron has said he thinks that he's on the fringe of becoming an all-star. I believe the same exact thing. I think that what DeMar DeRozan was in the East, Brandon Ingram can become in the West, if not a little bit better, because his shot is better. So I say that when I say what DeMar DeRozan was in the East as being like what he was as an all-star, not saying game-wise. I think their games are a bit different, but I think that Ingram can definitely become that in the West by really making strides in who he's becoming as a player this year. Obviously, LeBron's going to start at the 4. You got LeBron right there, and then you got Kuzma, and then you got Mo Wag, and then Beasley can go back and forth between the 3 and the 4, which we can really play some positionless basketball this year, y'all. The shortest guy we going to have on the court at any point in time is going to be Rajon Rondo, and Rajon 6'2". Lonzo 6'7". Kentavious 6'5", could be 6'6". Hell, he might still even be growing. Brandon 6'10", 6'11". LeBron 6'8". JaVale 7 feet. It reminds me, I was having this conversation yesterday, it reminds me of, I play with the historic teams on 2K all the time. So when Magic, when you had Magic, when you had Coop, when you had Worthy, when you had Kareem, and when you had Byron Scott on the squad, all of them was like 6'5" and up. Ron Harper, MJ, Scotty, Dennis, Luke Longley, 6'6", 6'7", and up. I know I'm comparing them all to championship caliber teams, but I believe that we can get there. And I think that we're going to surprise a lot of folks with how well we're going to play this year. So I'm perfectly fine with them saying, all in all, I said all of that. I know I went on a little bit of a tangent to say I'm perfectly fine with LeBron being the only starter. Shows everybody else, put up a shut up time, come here and compete, and you'll get the best of the situation. Just moving on real quick. I know that people have been saying, but this team ain't got no shooters. What's going on? I'm loving that Magic was like, I looked around and we saw what LeBron did with shooters. He got them there, cool. How often did them shooters really make buckets though? How often did LeBron have to create for them? I want people that, whether LeBron is on the floor or off the floor, can create for themselves and for those around them. And all these players can do that. Now, are they going to do that to the maximum ability that they have? It's to be seen, because they got a lot of personality in this locker room, and I think Magic, Rob, and Luke can really have a hold on it. I'm gonna get into some of that a little bit more in the next topic, but I think that with the way that this team is constructed and how well and how efficient, how well they can be and how efficient they can be if running on all cylinders, we ain't even got to worry about shooters. Plus, we got Zvi, we got Josh, we got KCP, we got Kuz. LeBron can hit a hot streak. I think Lonzo's going to step up and really shock some folks with his shot this year. Lance can also, while streaky, Lance when open can knock it down too. And even Rondo, like as bad as people like to say, Rondo can shoot come playoff time. Like Rob put Rondo in that category of Shaq when it's like, when it needs to be made, he going to knock it down. So we going to be good to go on that end. I like this toughness that they bring in. Like, yo, you ain't finna mess with LeBron and the kids. It is what it is. Move out the way or be moved. And really be physical with Houston and Golden State. I'm here for that. And OKC. And Utah. We're going to get to the standings in a little bit. Mike Beasley, glad they picked him up. I was able to go watch a few games here at the Garden last year, as well as go and see, as well as just watch my roommate watch the Knicks games and see how well that Beasley was playing. And he was very up and down. But when he was that lead guy coming off the bench, he did a superb job. Now, sometimes it got a little bit to his head. He hold on to the ball a little long. But I think that being in this situation and being around these high-quality, high-character guys in LeBron, Magic, Rob, and Luke, I think that all of these guys are going to be able to say, hey, we need to create for each other, share the ball, and really put the onus on whoever is hot at that point in time getting in the ball to move everything forward. And I think that Mike, honestly, is a steal with the value that we can get out of him for the contract that he signed, which is 1 year, $3.5 million. I think this is a steal, to be completely honest with you guys, because I think that with these group of guys, we can do a lot better than what some people are expecting. So we'll see what's up with that. But shout out to Mike Bees. If y'all haven't seen the video of LeBron and Beasley like singing, I'm forgetting the song that they were singing down last time they was in Miami. Go to my Twitter, Melvin Taylor II, and check my media. It's down in there. And it's just so dope to be able to see them do the handshake and all of that and still be able to come back on the squad and get it together. Alright, so I'm going to talk about Luke Walton in the standings, then we out of here. So, Luke Walton, it's going to be a real big year for Luke. I kind of subscribe to the belief that as much as people are like, Luke Walton is a really good coach, Magic and Rob didn't hire Luke. And I think that there is some fire behind LeBron not only getting Clarkson and Nance out of LA to conserve cap space, but also him wanting to get My man is the coach of the Knicks right now. Why am I forgetting everybody's names today? David Fizdale. I think that there was some fire for him, some fire there to that smoke of him wanting to get Fizdale in LA. But that didn't happen. I think that Luke is a very competent, very good coach. A lot of people give him credit for that run in Golden State. Honestly, Mike Brown could have did that if he needed to. But I like the fact that Luke is somebody who's played against these guys and who's seen both on the court, off the court, what's going on in the league. And also, he's been to the mountaintop and been down at the bottom with the Lakers. He's seen all of it. So he can really use this year to show, I'm a very good coach. I'm a top 10 coach in this league. And I'm going to prove that with everybody that we have this year. And the fact that he can hold these guys accountable in a way that a lot of these other coaches out here can't. A lot of guys that's coaching nowadays didn't necessarily play in the NBA. So they can say things to players, but some players are going to be like, yo, you never played. You don't know what it's like. Luke is like, I've been on championship teams, and I've been on okay teams, and I've coached bad teams, and I've coached great championship winning teams. I know what it's like. And he can hold players accountable in a way that other coaches cannot. I think that he can do this, y'all. I think it's going to be a real tough year for him in terms of managing these personalities. You're really going to have to lean on Magic and Rob in a sense that he hasn't had to before to make it work. I think he can do it, though. I think it's there. And I think that as long as him and LeBron are on a page, are on a good page, and they have a clear understanding of that they're both working towards the same goal, it might be in different ways, but nonetheless, they're on the same path, he'll be perfectly fine. Because if not, yo, this job gonna be open, brother. I don't know who else gonna get it. This job gonna be open. Hey, shut down all them Phil Jackson rumors too, bro. No. We'll tell Phil Jackson and his posse they can stay up there in Montana. We good on all of that. Last thing that I want to say before we get up out of here, the standings. I think that we can be a real good even number 2 seed, to be honest with you. If everything clicks, I think we're number 2 seed. And absolute worst, I think we're number 6 seed. Honestly. Because I think Golden State is head, shoulders, knees, and toes above everybody else. But I think that Houston took a real step back, losing Trevor Ariza, Luke Richard. Now you about to ask Michael Carter-Williams and Carmelo Anthony to play defense. I don't need Carmelo Anthony nowhere here in LA, but you about to ask them to play defense? Okay, sure. We'll see what happens with that. Portland, I think, is going to take a step back because they have so many guards, so many young guys. They lost Ed Davis as well. And Portland's really in a state of, in my honest opinion, either Dame or CJ have to go in order for them to be successful, because for the longest they've always needed a wing player that can help take some stress off of them. They didn't do that. They went and got younger. My thought process is that they're going to trade Dame at some point to get a wing player. Shit, maybe even a Damian Lillard. I'm sorry for cursing so much. But maybe even a Jimmy Butler type of guy or somebody of that ilk. I thought that they could have got DeMar DeRozan, to be honest with you. But somebody of that ilk so that they can just build with CJ, with Nurkic, and that third guy and move forward, because you're not gonna win in this league with both CJ and Dame. As much as I hate to admit that, because I love both of them and how they play, they need that wing player to be able to differentiate themselves, and they don't have it. OKC, I think we're more well-rounded. I think we're a better team than OKC, and I take LeBron over Russell and Paul George, and I take LeBron with the lineup that we have over them. And honestly, I don't believe in Billy Donovan like that as a coach either. And Paul George, playoff P, and I was real high on Paul when he wanted to come to LA. And the fact that he didn't, yeah, it soured me some on there, but it also makes me think that he doesn't want to be a guy that's going to be in that limelight. So when he's like, y'all haven't seen playoff P, we haven't, brother, because you gave us 4 points in that last game series. So I don't have that faith in you. And who's going to step up and be that third guy? Dennis Schroeder, because y'all just traded for him? We'll see about that. Utah's a very good team. Great defensively. We need to see how well Donovan Mitchell's going to be this year. How well some of those other guys are going to play. I really want to see what's up with this Grayson Allen situation, because I think that somebody's going to swing on him for the year's over with. But I don't think that when cylinders are clicking, they're a better team than what we have. I think that LeBron gives us head and shoulders above some folks. I won't go as far as saying knees and toes like Golden State, but definitely head and shoulders above some folks. I think we're a better team than New Orleans. Have a good career out there, Julius, man. I really wish that you would have came back. But for some of y'all that don't know, Julius, Paul George have the same agent that agent is also the agent of D'Angelo Russell, and I think that that's a reason why we also didn't get Paul George, and that didn't work out the way in which it was supposed to. But that's for another video. If y'all want me to talk about that, let me know it down in the comments below, and I'll talk about that some more too. But I don't think they're going to be good enough because, one, you lost the production that DeMarcus Cousins was giving you. Yeah, Julius can do that to some extent. I hope that he grows some more, even though he's taking shots at us about the defensive stuff. But you're also missing Rajon Rondo. And Rondo was a guy that when he was in there running the offense, it allowed Drew Holiday to be more of a two-guard. And it also freed up AD and DeMarcus to really be themselves. And now that you're missing that guy, I don't think Elfrid Payton can do that for you to the effectiveness of what a Rajon Rondo can. San Antonio, I'm going to talk about this in another video too. Don't sleep. I got supreme faith in that DeMar DeRozan is going to have an amazing year that we have never seen out of him. I really do. And they were a 7 seed last year when Kawhi only played 8 games that gave him 16 points. Now you finna get DeMar DeRozan who can give you buckets and 20 a game at least. I think that they might be a 5-6 seed. And Minnesota, yo, Jimmy Butler don't even want to be there, bro, because he don't have that faith in Cat and Andrew Wiggins that they really wanted. And I heard that he got a player option too. So we'll see what's up. I don't think Denver is going to be as good as what they were last year. I think they might take a step back. I think the Clippers aren't there yet. I don't think Sacramento's there yet. I think Dallas might take some steps up. I think Memphis might take a small step up. I think Phoenix might surprise a lot of folks too and end up being like fighting for a playoff spot as well. But all in all, I think that Portland, OKC, Utah, San Antonio, Minnesota can be those guys that's going to be battling out for the rest of those spots, while Houston is going to be a 3, LA is going to be a 2, and Golden State is obviously going to be a 1. I think LA and Houston can go back and forth, swap and forth between being a 2 and 3, but that's where I stand with everything right now. Last thing that I'm going to say, 2019 free agency, my lineup for who I want, and I'm talking about this in another video. Y'all can let me know y'all comments down below. Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler. Those are the guys right there on my lineup to be like, I want LeBron. I want you guys to come out here and play with LeBron. Obviously Kawhi because he wants to be in LA, because why the hell not? Obviously Klay because he can shoot really well, and I think that him being in Golden State has really held him back in terms of who he could become as a player. And Jimmy Butler just because a lot of folks say that Jimmy Butler isn't a great shooter. Jimmy Butler can't do this. Jimmy Butler can't do that. I lived in Chicago, got to watch Jimmy play. The fact that Jimmy rose to become who he was today, like what I did, shout out to Derek. The fact that he really built himself into who he is today proves to me no matter where he goes, he's going to be a high quality player. And I think that Jimmy is smart enough and aware enough to say, if I'm not good at this anymore, I'm going to become better at something else. So if Jimmy can't even get buckets the way that he used to if he were to come to LA next year, if Kawhi and Klay don't work out, I think that he would have the wherewithal to improve as a shooter, to say, I'm going to guard the hell out of some folks, and I'm going to shoot the lights out the gym and shock people in a way in which they haven't seen before. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. Now that I've caught up everything, next time some news drops, I'll just be able to hop in and talk about it and just go from there, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let me know what y'all think about everything that I said down below. If you think that I'm spot on about some of the stuff, let me know about that. If there's a specific point that you want to talk about, put that down in the comments below. Or if you think that my opinion is boo-boo on some things too, put that down there in the comments too, because I'm glad to duke it out with you in the comments and talk about it, all right? Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Stay blessed, stay favored, always stay tailored. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace and love.